This song is a classic. It's an instant classic. Like, as soon as it came out, everyone was like, that's going to be around for a long time. It's like Crazy in Love. You just kind of knew. Anyway. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and Patreon, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Topical because we're going to be listening to this song. So if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions. You can become a reaction, fast track them. There's Patreon exclusive educational videos up there too. So please consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, so we are going to be going back to some Budakhel. I've not listened to them in a while. Oh yeah, not since my back was at its worst. So we're going in with a fresh mind. No more painkillers. Yes. Now I think this is just two of them. There's usually three, but it's just two. But they've got a third person in Kem Alia, who I've never heard of. So I don't know if he sings, I don't know what he does, but we're gonna go and take a wee listen and see what we think.
Isang mabilisang jam lang po ito.
Nice.
Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah. Some people live just to play the game.
Really lovely start. And that's Michael doing what he does best, which is that lovely aspirate, smooth tone. Everything's very breathy. So it kind of allows that tone to mist out. If you want to practice doing that, put an H in front of everything. Some people live for the fortune. Imagine this air following everything, this H. And then as you can kind of encourage that air to come through, then start taking the H away. Some people live for the fortune. And it will become that kind of aspirate sound you're looking for. Some lovely little backings coming in here. Really nice, very high-pitched head voice riffs. I know this is going to be riff-tastic because it's Filipino singers and that is what they do best. But so far amazing. Loving the raw sound of everything too. I mean, that guitar is very close to the mic, so it's picking up kind of really raw sounds off of that, but it's giving this authenticity to it, which is lovely. You can also hear on Michael's vocal that there's quite a lot of reverb on it, so it almost sounds like it's far back in the mix. That's just to give his voice a rounder sound, and when it's combined with such an aspirate tone, it kind of sounds almost whispery. It's lovely, really good.
Some people think that a physical things define what's within. I've been there before, but that life support so full of a superficial.
So funnily enough, Michael actually went onto the harmony line, so Bugoy took the main line off, not off of Michael, they weren't fighting over it or anything, but he switched up and went up into harmony line rather than carry that through all the way to the chorus. It's just, it goes to show how dynamic they are at being able to just switch their vocal lines at like a moment's notice. Bugoy's voice is lovely here. It's very, very relaxed. I mean, his voice is kind of mirrored in the way that he's sitting. He's just slouching in that chair, having a great time, just letting it happen really easily and smoothly. It's a little bit more of a kind of a pointed tone than Michael's, but still has that aspirate texture to it. So they're blending really well.
Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. Nothing at all. With you, baby. If I got you, baby. Some people want memories. Some just want everything. Never everything means nothing. I ain't got you.
What's he What's he think he's doing? That's amazing. So you can hear in this part that he's pushing his chest voice into a really healthy mix and then popping up into falsetto for just certain parts of the phrase. So what it's doing is it's giving this really dynamic push and pull. It sounds heavy and then light, and it also sounds loud and then quiet. And there's just a real lovely movement to the vocal at this moment in time. Very, very good.
Some people search for a fountain.
I love that.
Promises forever. Some people need 3 dozen roses. That's the only way you love them. Listen, baby.
So, this is just a total show of textures and vocal breaks. He started off with this lovely, soft, aspirate tone and then instantly changed that into a really gravelly rasp. I think that's probably more to do with his arytenoids, which are the pieces of cartilage that open and close your vocal folds. So if you rattle them, you get kind of that sound. So he's mixing it in with his vocal tone and it's making this really lovely airy rasp. And then he went into this part where he let his voice break. So he never reached the note. It just turned into this kind of cry. It was really, really effective. This is going to sound weird, but if it wasn't on purpose, it would sound like he completely missed the note. But because he pushed well past the point that he needed to, he had that kind of intense break and it actually aided the performance, if that makes sense. I hope it did.
The world on a silver platter. Could it be? No one to share, no one who truly cares for me. Some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. Faded you, baby. Find you, baby. Some people want diamond rings. Some just want everything. Everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Want it all. I got you, baby.
Sorry, I know this is a really inopportune place to pause. I am absolutely loving what Bugoy is bringing to the table here. He's just unleashing kind of a really visceral voice. There's a lot of like angst carrying through. There's a ton of emotion. It's just so textured. I'd be interested to know if his voice ever burns out or if that's a tone that he's really perfectly comfortable with. The reason I say that is because a lot of the vocal stuff he's doing is pushing a lot of air through his folds, kind of to try and make the movement more irregular, and that can dry out the folds. And if your folds dry out, then you've more of a risk of getting calluses on them or damage or swelling. So I'd be interested to know. I mean, he knows his voice better than anyone, so if he feels comfortable singing like that, then maybe it's just a natural like timbre to his voice. Who knows? I don't. You tell me. You'll know. You guys know everything about these guys, so let me know. I'm really liking as well Michael's just really soft falsetto to blend the harmonies out. It's really, really effective. You don't have to put in masses and masses of effort in order to make a harmony sound really well blended. Sometimes falling back a little bit and letting it kind of do this is better than making sure that you're constantly trying to stay on an even keel. I think the blend is better for him softening up somewhat. And the riffs and runs are crazy, as per usual. Just mental. Let's keep going.
Some people want diamond rings. Some just want everything. Everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my word don't mean a thing if I ain't got you with me, baby. Wow.
Come on, boys. Wow. That was brilliant. That was really good. You could kind of tell towards the end there that they didn't really have a structure going, like they didn't have anything planned. So you could see they were kind of fist bumping each other for really good bits that were unexpected. And then you could see Michael just waiting to kind of get a chance to jump in, but he didn't want to interrupt. So he went into that soft place that we talked about before, so it blended a little bit nicer. They're so good, and they obviously work really well together if they can do something that intricate just completely off the cuff. I'm not sure if Kem was singing because the camera was never on him. There was a third harmony that I could hear, so I'm assuming that's him, so his voice is amazing if that was him. But I'd need to kind of actually watch him and focus in on him a bit more. So if there's videos of this guy, Kem, then let me know and we can check him out too. But all in all, I just loved the playfulness of it. I loved the kind of camaraderie that they had with each other, and it just produces better music when people are enjoying themselves. I don't know how else to put it. If you're enjoying yourself, the audience enjoys themselves. If you've got a glum face, you'll just give that to your audience. Unless it's a sad song, in which case that's kind of the outcome. Anyway, stop talking, Sam, stop talking. So hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, then hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and please stay and watch them all, my videos, and please like them all. Enjoy my YouTube, baby. Enjoy my YouTube, baby. What the hell? What the hell? Bye.